Okay, we're going to start this one. I promise I'm going to do Wednesday again. When will I do it? Let's see. Yeah, I could do it next Wednesday before we leave. Anyway, I'm going to call this one, Can You Move Like a Leopard? You may not feel like moving like a leopard when you're recovering from lots of stuff. So here's the thing. Let's do a movement screen. I have something that I can put my hand on to steady myself. Yes. The whole warm up, and this will be abbreviated because I'm going to focus this on motion and your mobility. First thing I want to see if you can do is just put your hands out here and turn. See that? Now how am I standing? I'm standing as if I was going to take a step. Then I just bring it back and I drop down. I'm standing as if I'm going to take a step and then come back down. Now, one of the things I would do if I were with you right now, when I take this step, is I would put my hands on your shoulders right now, because some of you are coming up here and you don't even realize it. Some of you have rounded your upper back and you don't even realize it. Drop the shoulders, walk back, breathe through the nose. And when I say breathe through the nose, what am I saying in a nice way? Shut your mouth. See how I'm stepping forward and back and I've got my hands here? It starts there. Moving like a leopard starts there. And you know what? Whenever that you take a step, what I'm encouraging you to do is take a step, a normal step, keep your shoulders down, tighten in your tummy, which just means engage. It means brace. But when you take this step out, see, rocker the back leg. It's a lot of what I did on Wednesday is I'm going to recap. Do you see how I'm rockering my back leg? That's how you start to move like a leopard. I have seen leopards move in the wild over when we went to Africa. Oh my goodness, they don't run all the time. Everybody thinks, oh, they run all. No, they run very, very little percentage of their day. You know what they're doing mostly? Sleeping, stretching, walking across the tundra. Yeah, that's what they're doing. See what I'm doing? I'm doing a rockering motion. Those of you who have had issues with your Achilles tendon, with your back, with your sciatic, this move you should be able to do, but we don't do it like we should to get ourselves prepped for higher motion. So that's what today is about. Can you move like a leopard? Well, it starts with taking a step forward. And then let's do that rocker action. So that means bend your knee, drop your shoulders, breathing in through the nose. I'm going to bring my hands out here again. So I'm going through a movement screen as I talk you through this. Keep dropping those shoulders. Keep the hands right out here and just keep rotating them. See, like that. See how I'm doing the rocker action and coming back? So yes, your heel will come up. And then you straighten the leg and it goes down. Okay? And then I'm going to step back. And then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to step forward a little further. And why would I do that? Number one, it might get you off balance. That's okay. Make sure you have a wall or a chair that you can put your hand on if you need to. But I wanted to step wider because that is simulating the distance or the length of a step that you would take if you were running or sprinting. Do you see how I keep rotating my hands down and up? I keep rotating my knee down and back. I lift my heel and then I plant it. And then I contract the quad. I'm slapping this because some of you are doing this, you're not contracting your quad. Really dig it in there. Yeah, breath, go back, breath, go back. Okay, now I'm gonna, from this very wide step, I'm gonna come back. But you need to stop here because some of you took a very wide step, and instead of pulling from here, you guys, many of you are going to go like this, and you're going to try to use momentum and a back jerk to get this leg back in place. I don't want you to do that. So how do you get out of this? Because you're like, I don't think I can move it back without it. Number one, steady yourself. Use a pole or use a chair or use a wall. Tighten. Dig in the foot in the back, and now drag the foot and come back. See that? That's how you get that back out of a great big long step. So here's a normal step. Do a normal step. Just do a normal step. Normal step. See that? Are you getting the rocker action in the back? And why am I worried about the rocker action? Because that has to do with your foot. That has to do with your ankle mobility. That has to do with so many things up the chain. And if I step out regularly, like just a regular step, like I was going to take a walk, that's very different than taking a pronounced big step. If I were sprinting, I would be taking a very big step. Okay, now take those hands and go back. Okay, bring them right to here. That's it. I just want to go back, and I want to come right here. And I'm going to continue to do that rocker action, because this is the position of where you would be if you were sprinting. Okay, some of you may have done some of that. Okay, and we haven't done it in a long time, have we? Right, wouldn't be a smart move right now with some issues going on. Just so you see what I'm doing, I'm dropping my shoulders, I'm breathing through my nose, I'm pulling my shoulders in as I pull my palms, like going up toward the ceiling. I'm not allowing myself to roll. And you're in a wide, long step, like this wide, not wide, this, not in the frontal plane, in the sagittal plane. This way, okay? This is sagittal. So see here, when I take that heel and drive it down, I'm contracting. You gotta get that. Okie dokie. Bring it back. Big breath. Now, how am I going to get out of this wide step without screwing up my back? Yeah, that's when we take a breath, tighten, we dig it in the back, and we just pull it back like that. Here's the thing. Some of us, especially if we're recovering from injuries, have not taken a huge wide step like that in a long time. So that's why I'm saying do this where you can put your hand on a chair or have a pole with you. That's fine. You can still do the arm thingy with a pole or by a wall. Okay, so now I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm now going to put the opposite leg out front. Now bring it back. Just stay with me on this, you guys. This is the basics of moving like a leopard. All right. So change your lead leg. So I want this lead leg to go out first. Here's just a normal walking step. See? Normal walking step. I get a little rocker action in the back. See that? That's quite natural, normal. Drop your shoulders, breathe in through your nose. Okay, I'm taking a few just normal steps with you. Okay, now I'm going to step a little wider. And then I'm going to come back from that. Now I'm going to take a very wide. If you do this with me, you've got to either have a pole, a counter, a wall, a chair, somewhere where you can hang on to. I'll turn this just to humor you, even though I'm not using it. I might need it, okay? So it's right there. So here's a wide step for me, Okay, take it back. Now I'm going to really take a wide step. Drop your shoulders. Boom. Just like I was trying to step over a dead body or something like that. Okay, or a log. I'll say a log. I'm feeling a stretch in my calf, right? Don't lean excessively forward, because what are we doing with our hands? We're going back and we're rolling our shoulders in. Yeah, this is our movement screening. Just checking in to see, well, just how tight am I? Okay. So now I'm in a sagittal plane, staggered step, and it's very wide. And I'm bringing my arms back, and my leg is back, and I am really contracting right here. And you might be a little wobbly. And if you are, put your hand out and steady yourself. Now rock that leg in the back. Then go straight. Pull back. Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. You're going to be a little wobbly. That's okay. You have your little safety net. Right. See how I'm doing the rocker step? Yeah. Now squeeze right back here. That means contract. Contract your gluteal. Come back in. Drop the knee down. Go back. See how I'm pulling my arms back? Drop your shoulders. Pull them in. Drop your shoulders. Pull them in. Here we go. Back down. Back down. Big breath. Big breath. Back down. Really squeeze that leg right there. Take a breath. Tight, tight, tight. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Pull. Here we go. Pull. Yeah. So if you felt a little tightness in your heel at the Achilles, just note that. Back off a little bit and then pull it back down again. See how I lift my heel and I pull it back down again. And I'm in a very wide, forward wide step pattern. How am I going to get out of this now? I'm stuck. Steady yourself with your pole or with the chair if you need to. Tighten. Now, drag. See, drag, drag, drag. Sure, my goal would be for you to be able to come up from that wide step in one big fell swoop step. Well, it ain't going to be today, okay? And that's all right. All right. Let's finish up some of this movement pattern screening. Let's take your hands out here. So we always do a W. We do a T, and we've done that now. But then we do a Y, okay? And when you do your Y, you got to keep your shoulders down. You got to be grounded on all four corners of your feet. You got it? I'm going to go into a Y. And when I go into a Y, if I came into your room right now, I'd be standing beside you because I want to see what kind of line I can draw from your fingertips down. If I draw a line from your fingertips down, are you going to be hitting your leg? If you're not, if your Y is out here and I draw that line, see, it ain't here. Do you see that? Some of us don't even realize how far forward we've come with our shoulders and our ability to open up the chest and especially the upper mid in your back. That's why we go from a W, and I want you to tap. And a lot of times I do this at the very end. Well, I'm doing it on the get-go today because we're going to do the movement screen of getting down on the floor and getting back up. Yes, we are. Stay with me. Don't roll your eyes. Do you see this? If I've got somebody that cannot do that, they just can't get their hands in here, then we got to work on some stuff before then I'm going to load you over the head. And that is the quintessential goal that I have, is to be able to lift luggage up over the head and put it in the luggage compartment myself. Yeah, that's my goal. So W, T, down and up, and then a Y. And then draw that line with your hands, and they should be coming right at your legs. See, from the Y? Okay, once we've done the Y and we've got our shoulders back, then we can bring them in and go straight on up and see if we can get our hands straight up. This is the tester right there. Now, really breathe deep when your hands are up here, like you're putting something up in the closet, okay? So this actually is within a great normal range of shoulders. See? Back, straight up. Yeah, but we typically shy away from doing training like that because of so much shoulder problems. Okay, now we're ready to come into the down to the chair. And here's the thing. We are going to get down and up. This is to test your strength specifically. So I already did a shoulder screening. I did a sprinter move test, right? And I rolled back and forth, and then I want to get out of this, right, without help. So I don't want to jerk my back. I'm not going to do that move if I have any reservations, right? So I just did that with you. Now we're going to come and head on down. We're going to head on down. I'm going to go back out. I'm going to push, and part of the moving like a leopard type, the whole movement skill range is actually stepping out and stepping in, dropping back, dropping in, dropping back. So see, when I say drop, I'm meaning your hip. See how I'm coming forward, and then I'm rotating that toe back toward my tibialis anterior muscle right there. See, I'm coming back toward the shin. That will get a whole different stretch sensation through your leg. Mac is standing here looking at me like, what in the world am I doing? Okay, do this move, y'all, as much as you need to get into those very deep regions in through the Achilles and your calf, all the way up through your hamstring. So as you're pushing your shoulders down, you're rotating, and then you're driving that toe up, and you're driving your body down. Do it several times. This is a real important move in being able to move like a leopard, in being able to move and get in the floor and back up, okay? And still be able to walk around the next day. Here we go. Drop your shoulders, tuck in your chin, and you're gonna rotate that foot in the front, rotate the foot in the back. So here I come down, and here I come back up. And see how I'm gonna pull this toe really sharply toward the front leg. Keep your shoulders down. Keep that leg in the back down as much as you possibly can. Here we go. Toe is pulling in, coming down. Pull that toe in toward the shin. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Pull it in. Back down just a couple more. And you should note something. You should note how sharply the feeling of a stretch is coming through your calf, through your hamstring, and up with one leg versus the other leg. For me, this stretch right here, this one, this pull, I hardly feel anything here, but I felt it tremendously on my other leg, which is my knee replaced side. Okay, So there's all that going around. So once I've done that, I'm gonna walk in here to here. My back is extended, very extended, meaning it's not flexed, it's not rounded, okay? And I'm going to just come right down here, hang on to the chair, watch my knees, don't let them go out, don't let them go in. Now push through the heels and come up, squeeze your butt tight, push your hips forward, drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Now, as I go down to this position, I'm gonna do the arms up, okay? Stay with me on this. As I drop down, I'm gonna move my arms in an up position, and it may be very difficult for some of you, okay? Push into your heels, drop your butt down, drop your shoulders, bring those hands up, and you can touch your hands together if that helps. And you're trying to drop yourself down and really pull those arms up. Okay, take a breath, keep your elbows in, up, 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 up. As you drop your butt down, 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 and then come back, and then come back. Only go as far as your trunk, your back extensors, you're gonna feel them, will allow that, okay? So I'm shoulder width. I'm just gonna go down like I'm gonna sit down, basically. I'm going to drive my hands up as I drive my butt down. So this can be a very challenging move for many of us with joint issues. So hang on with your thumbs, try to straighten the arms as much as you can, and then come back. This is gonna really push this part of your back, okay? So keep it extended, your hip hinging. So you put your fingers right here, all right? Drop your shoulders, breath through the nose, drop your hips down, watch those knees, don't let them wobble in or out. Now put your hands together, and as you drop down, take the hands and try to come up as high as you can. And we already practiced this, remember? On the very first couple of moves, I did the Y, the W, the T, the Y, and then come back down. So these are all movement screens. They're gonna help you move like a leopard. And so I'm gonna step out, and I'm gonna step back again. And I'm gonna step out, and I'm gonna step back again. Then I'm gonna step out and back with my hand and my leg. See that? See, I'm doing it on the chair. Those of you who know you're not gonna get in the ground, that's okay. Do this from the chair. I'm gonna take this back here, and so you can see what I'm doing. Pretend I'm gonna get in the ground here in just a minute. If I can move Mac. Come on, you gotta get out of here. Okay, come in here. When you put one hand forward, you put one hand back. Then you move it. Put one hand forward, you put one hand back. You move it back. One hand forward, one hand back. See, I can do this from a chair quite nicely. Stay in that position, keep your tummy tight. Keep your shoulders down. And now, see, I'm gonna progress right on down. So now I'm down into the floor. Those of you who can, get down into the floor. If you cannot, you're gonna keep doing that right here. Number one, you're at a bent over position. I'm gonna do the same thing down here. It's gonna be like a crawl. See that? Then I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna come forward, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna come forward. And my dogs are working around with me. I should never have given them that bone, but it's better than them just laying there, right? Okay, see how I'm doing that? So you can make this incredibly hard, or you can just pull your movement, okay? See, if I go up on my toes, this move becomes a whole different maneuver. See that? So I go from one knee forward to the other knee forward. You don't have to make it that hard. I just want you to move a knee in and move your hands up. Move them back, move a knee in, and then move it back. But I'm grounded. If you want to make this super hard, don't let your knee be on the ground, is my point. Got it? Okay. Now I'm going to take this and go straight into back extensor work. So it's right here, gluteal work. Right there, I'm on a high plank position. And I'm just going to lift that leg. And I'm going to take the opposite hand and lift that hand. Okay? I'm going to look. Let me make my looking go down. All right, so I'm right here. And I can tap something forward and just reach out, take a breath, come down and tap, lift it back up. But here's what you got to do. Before you lift your leg, you got to squeeze your gluteal. Okay, bring it back. If you're in this position and you're in a hands up position, if your wrists give you a problem, just go to your fist. That's okay. Okay? Now I'm going to take the other leg back. And I'm going to squeeze my gluteal and I'm going to lift it. I'm going to take the opposite hand and bring it up. So yes, I'm doing a quadruped. And I'm going to go tap. And I'm going to squeeze my gluteal and lift. I'm going to go tap. And I'm going to lift. I'm going to tap. I'm going to lift. I'm going to tap. I'm going to lift. Tap, lift. And just squeeze that gluteal when you're lifting. Squeeze the gluteal. Let's go to the other side and do it one more time. Okay, now before you do it, you might be getting tight in your back. Then you want to go as wide as you can with your knees. You want to push back into your hips. See, I can only go a certain amount. I can go way down with one leg, but my knee on my replaced knee side is very tight in this position. So I just move toward that and then I come back up. Take a big breath and here we go. We're going to bring the leg back. We're going to squeeze the gluteal. We're going to lift. We're on the opposite side now and then we're going to tap. And then before we lift, what are we going to squeeze? You're going to squeeze your gluteal. Keep your toe headed down. And then reach out. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big deep breath. We're going to hold it there. We're going to do little pulses. Squeeze the gluteal. Squeeze the gluteal. Squeeze the gluteal. Come back in. Come back in. Okay? Drop your shoulders. Other side. One more time. So work with your ankle. Get ready. You're going to squeeze the gluteal and lift. Do not lift that leg unless you have contracted through your butt. Okay? And then bring the opposite hand up. Right there. Opposite hand up. Right there. Opposite hand up. Right there. Squeeze. It's a little pulse. It's a little pulse. A little pulse. A little pulse. And bring it down. Yay. Now, we're going to move to the side, just like that. Put our hip down. Okie dokie. This has everything to do with the side muscles on your leg, your back extensors, your core work. Get your shoulders down. Slide right down as if you were going to lay down, but you don't. Okay? So I'm right here. Right here. Slide those hands back up. If you could just get into the floor and go from here, what we were doing, our quadruped, to pulling your knees to the side, tight your tummy, come down, slide to the elbow. That right there is going to give you such a core tune-up, a core movement, mobility, moving like a leopard. Yeah. So now I'm going to just come back up. I'm going to go back to my knees. This is where we were. And see, we can go down, drop your hips as far as you can, drop your toes under, then put your toes, curl them under and then down. See that? See what I'm doing? I'm curling them under, then I'm putting them down. So you want to take your hips back in both positions with the toes tucked under and then laying flat on the floor. See, this is a great move to do. Now we're going to go to the other side. So you're here on your all fours again. We did our quadruped. Now we're just going to go to the side. We're going to drop our hip down. So before, this was my hip replace side. Now I'm down on the other hip and I'm going to slide out as far as I can. Take a big deep breath. And yes, you can be doing a lot of these turns and you can be doing a lot of this against the chair or on a wall. Absolutely, you could do that. Take a big deep breath. Then I'm going to come back. Okay. And I'm going to come in and up. Take a big deep breath. Drop my toes under. Push myself up. And come up. I'm going to go back down again. So I'm going to go right here. You may use the chair or just come down here. You're going to come down as far as you can. You're going to go ahead and slide forward. Get yourself totally down on the ground. Yes, I said it. See, I didn't want to shock you. I'm coming all the way down. I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll. If you're going to move like a leopard, you're going to be able to roll. All right. If you get dizzy down here, it's not too concerning because there's not very far to fall. I hope you're laughing. Now, you can do some of these moves sitting on a chair. I'll show it to you in just a minute. But I'm going to roll back again and roll back again. And let me tell you something. If you do get a little dizzy, slow your roll down, number one, but don't quit doing it. You are trying to train your vestibular system. This kind of motion is so important to do with kids. I can't even go into the amount of physiology that's happening when you get down and roll, okay? And you can roll from back and forth sitting on a chair. So here I go. I'm going to drop my arms under, reach my hands up, and I'm going to roll myself over. You got it? Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders, breath, roll, and come back around. And if you get a little tiny bit of a dizziness, yes, your vestibular system is trying to help right you. And you can train it, but you got to do the move. You can do this on a bed if you need to. Mac is just making sure I'm okay. Okay, so now I'm going to come back. I'm going to lift the hips, okay? I'm going to dig in my toes. I'm going to go to a high plank. You don't have to. You can do it in a low plank. That's perfectly fine. But your shoulder has to be over your elbow and over your wrist. So here it's over my elbow, here it's over my wrist. Got it? Now I'm going to dig my toes in. And on the way to doing the plank, see, I can do this quite nicely from the chair. I'm going to get you started who's on the floor with me. You dig your toes in. Now engage your core. Now bring your knees off of the ground and just act like you're going to walk around your area with your knees down as far as you can get them. See? You go just as far as you can now. Go tap, up, tap, up, tap, up, tap, up, breath, breath. 2 more. Breath. 1 more. And you're up. And you step in and you rotate back and you go to your heels and you drop your shoulder. Big breath. And you come up. And right here is where you bring your hands right in here. Your knees are soft, okay? And I'm gonna go from the chair and I'm just gonna go back up with my hips, way up, all right, just to get you up. Then I'm gonna come up, then I'm gonna come up. Bring those elbows in. Drop your shoulders. Yeah, I know your hands are up, and I'm asking you to drop your shoulders. Yeah, just try it, okay? Then I'm gonna come down. Then I'm gonna go to the chair. Then I'm gonna drive this knee up and back. I'm gonna drive this knee up and back. And here's the challenge. Big breath. When you drive the knee, do not curl your back. Go into your heel. Here we go. All the way up and back into the heel. All the way up, back into the heel. 1 more. Up, back into the heel. And what you should start feeling is some burning, just some warmth on this front quad. Up and back. You can make it really burn, or you've had enough and it's time to change. That's up to you, okay? Take a breath. I'm still down here. My shoulders are down. My knees are forward. My toes are forward, okay? I'm gonna step back as far as I can go. Remember the running? Yeah, I'm revisiting the running. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath through your nose. You're gonna drive that knee up. Do not round your back. And then go way back. Just like a sprinter. Do you think a leopard sprints? Yes. Here we go. All the way up and back. What I want you to notice is what position is your foot in the front. It can't be ducking out or in. It's got to be straight forward. You're bringing that knee forward. Okay, get ready. Drop your shoulders. Big breath, then exhale. Drop it in. Big breath, exhale. Big breath, exhale. Drop your shoulders. Breath, exhale. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Make sure that toe is straight on. Yeah, no turning. Here we go. A couple more. All the way back. Big breath. All the way back. One more, one more. And back. Okay. Come back in a sit down and a stand up. Okay. In this whole program of moving like a leopard, I hope you're feeling a little better, and I hope you're getting a grip on how strong am I? Can I get down on the floor and roll around like we just did? And can I come back up and can I do that 10 times in a row? I know it. Some of you may want to take that challenge. Now, I'm going to get down and do it a couple more times. I'm telling you, if you just get a towel, a sheet, whatever, wherever you're at, and you go through a few of the things that I did in the beginning, if I was sitting in a chair and I couldn't get in the floor, see, I can do a whole lot of the same kind of motions. See? And you might not want a pillow on your chair. You might want to move a little more. You not need to make it more so that it's not going to stick you down to the chair. Here's the point. You really want to know how your endurance is? There's lots of ways to test. For me, you have to have mobility, strength to get down, strength to get up, and you have to have it all together. And if you can do that 10 times, that is a great workout. So I'm going to do it about 3 more times with you right now. So here I am. Yeah, you're going to see stuff online. Whoa, you're no good if you can't cross your legs, get down and get back up with no hands. Use your hands on the floor all you want, and use your hands on the chair if you need to. I can tell you, with a joint totally replaced in my knee and a joint in my hip, there ain't no way I'm gonna be doing this and getting down, or I'm gonna pop that hip out. Yeah, so how can we do the next best thing? We can get ourselves down into the floor. See? I'm gonna go all the way down. Mac's gonna have to move. Watch out, Mac. Watch out. I'm gonna go all the way down and roll on my back. Put my legs straight out. Put my hands up over my head. Roll. 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 I can even go back a couple times. Okay? Then I'm gonna roll. Push myself up. See? Flare my feet. Here's the big mistake that a lot of people make, especially if you have joints replaced. Open your feet, tighten your tummy, drop your shoulders, press into the feet. You're down here and you're coming up. I told you I was going to do it 3 more times with you. Do this. I got 2 more. I'm going to go wide. I'm going to shift. I'm going to walk myself out. Drop my knees, tighten my tummy, breathe, roll, hands over the head, feet flat down, roll, bring that knee over, take a breath, roll. Mac is wondering what the heck I'm doing. You can do that as many times as you want to. Then you're gonna roll, you're gonna come up to your hands and knees, you're gonna flare your toes, breath, either roll into it or jump into it, and you're up. Boom, boom. Last one. Down. See this? Come down. So we did all of these moves. I broke them all down until I got to this point. Then I'm going to come all the way down. I can do this on the chair, back and forth. Roll, roll, roll. Roll back. I'm telling you, you get down in the floor from now until New Year's Day and you do 10 of these, I'm telling you, you're going to move better. You're going to be stronger and you're going to be moving more smoothly. Then you come up and then you come up. And then after I got into doing that kind of a movement allocution, I will come here. I will step back, step back, step up, step up. I will drop my shoulders. I will drop my chin. I will really hang on. And then I will push back and push back. You see how I'm dropping my shoulders? See, take a breath. Right there and right there. So what have I taken you to? Quick jump motions. Drop your shoulder, breath, 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 breath. I've replaced hip and replaced knee. It doesn't bother my knees. It strengthens the muscles around them. Get your heart rate up. Do from 3 times to 10 times. Then get back down, roll, roll, come back up, get into position. You don't have to do them both at the same time. You could simply do this. See, that would be fine. Right here, right here, right here, right here. But watch your positioning. Make sure your tummy's tight, shoulders are down. Take a big deep breath. And here we are. I'm going to go side. I'm going to go really wide. See? See how we started? I started with a normal step back or a normal step front. And then I went to very long, right? Very long, wide, okay? Then just test yourself. How are you doing? Then, can you do this with your hands where your biceps are at your ear? See, I'm going to step back. We keep the biceps right at my ears. See that? drop my shoulders, take a breath, up, step back just a little at first, then a lot. But don't jerk to get yourself up. Smooth movements. That's some of the ways of how you will move like a leopard. I know, everybody's busy. They got places to go and people to see and packages to buy. So I hope this workout helped you do all that. Hurt me more than you.